We're live.
Oh, you didn't even do the countdown? You just went straight to live. Great production.
Straight to live. Just went straight to live.
What's up, y'all?
It's the week off.
Break, we didn't even do a countdown. What's up, y'all? What's going on? Welcome in, brand new episode of Snaps. TBob, Aaron, and just me and Aaron hanging out today. So glad to be back. Chicago is awesome. For those that don't know, I'm sorry if this is your only way listening. I guess a few things to get off the top, some housekeeping. We're not going anywhere. The transition during all this happened at a kind of a weirdly busy season for us both. I normally never leave town ever, and I've been gone literally 2 of the last 3. Aaron is in the middle of charity golf season, which should be drying up as well.
Oh, thank goodness.
And yes, and like I am still figuring out things, and it's because I kind of put it off because I've just been all over the place lately. I'm still figuring out how to get the podcast regularly uploaded, transfer over the RSS feed. That still should be happening, and we still need to get some sort of rhythm for doing breakout clips. The point is, we trying. Don't worry, it's the dog days of summer. We're gonna hammer this thing out, y'all. And by the time football rolls around, and really by July, I think we should be operating once again like a well-oiled machine. So I apologize for being a bit haphazard here as of late, but just know that it will not continue to be that way, and we are figuring this thing out as we go along. Let me go ahead and get my chat window set up like I normally like it. Aaron, what's up, man? Did you miss me while I was in Chicago?
No, I didn't. It was great to be on vacation, drinking wine with the missus, playing a lot of golf over the weekend. And charity golf does not equal banging MILFs, unfortunately. It involves charity. So I had my last one yesterday, besides the one that I'm hosting next month. Other than that, charity golf is now officially over for your boy, so we can focus on growing the channel. Excited to be back talking some ball this week.
Yeah, by the way, guys, if you want to help out the channel, as always, you just like it, subscribe to it. 15.3, let's get to 16, guys.
Wedding's over. Wedding's over. Let's just get the elephant out right now. Elephant in the room. The wedding is over. And this was supposed
and Chicago's
to be,
over. Remember, no,
Chicago's over
because that was one giant TV tryout essentially, which went very well. Had a lot of fun.
So all that's over.
Yeah.
Yet there's plenty of hair on my boy's head over here.
Yeah, look at it.
Yeah, plenty of hair. Way too much hair, if I must say. What's the update? What's going on? Please give us TBob's next bullshit excuse of why you will not honor your bet.
No,
there will be a ceiling on our subscribers because they can't trust us.
No. Okay. Okay. Here is what's up, CT? Welcome. Here is the deal.
Here we go.
It was supposed to be tomorrow at 11 a.m. Okay. And my daughter, it wasn't a bet. Lock Hessie's right. Get your facts straight, Aaron. I did it because I'm all about the boys in the fucking channel. Fraud bod people are asking, everybody relax. No, I'm not a Welch, guys. Relax. Okay. It was supposed to be tomorrow, but my daughter's school is having their going away party or something at 11 a.m. I texted my barber. I said, are there any times tomorrow during the day or Thursday morning? Because I need to get this because Chet's going to, be pissed at me. And they told me next Wednesday at 10:30. At 10:30. Okay. So one more week, guys. One more week. This is not my fault. I apologize. This is just how it breaks. It's just how it happened. Okay. All right, let's get in the show though. What do you say? Because again, I think we're making too much of a fuckboy fade. A few things we're going to do today. Yeah, we are. A few things we're going to do today. Yeah, I agree. That's why I don't want to get this stupid fucking haircut. A few things we're going to do today. Top 5 players in the SEC since the year 2000. A subject that I've played around with a bit over the. No, Tommy. There's not going to be an excuse next week. Please relax, guys. Please relax, chat. This is a topic that I've just played with on a few different shows now and got a few different answers. So I want to see what the Snaps kind of hive mind comes to think here. I want to go pretty deep on EA Sports College Football 25 as we've got some details on it, some leaking out details. Also, Aaron, remember, today's Tuesday. When we do our next show on Thursday, that's the big reveal day. In fact, I was going to see if we know the exact stream time. I need to look this up. Maybe we'll even do a live react to the stream, right? Get on stream and watch the stream. How about that?
I like that.
So we'll go deep on that today. I want to talk about some of the big noon Saturdays that we learned about, when they'll be, some interesting notes there. Just real quick, we never touched on Reggie Bush's Heisman being returned. I don't think on this show, but it finally happened. We did?
We did.
We did. No, we did it. Did we?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Or maybe you weren't a part of it. I think you were somewhere. I touched on it, but happy to obviously go back to it.
I mean, look, I have nothing to say except for fuck yes, Heisman Trust. Thank you for not being dumb anymore.
Not damn time.
The easiest win of all time. The only thing that's interesting about it to me is, did you know that it actually gives USC sole possession of first place for Heisman winners? It bumps them back up to 8, where Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Oklahoma have 7 apiece. So USC back up top, the Heisman mountaintop. And then we'll look at a great graphic from one of my friends, Vern Funquist, who now actually works at 104.5 ESPN, as he looked at the most regular season games versus ranked teams over the past decade, and it tells you some interesting things about the SEC. And then finally, I want to react to the House of Dragon Season 2 trailer and the Rings of Power Season 2 teaser, as these two are having their own battle. And I've not seen the House of Dragon trailer, so it'll be a live.
I literally sent it to you.
Yeah, I didn't want to watch it. It's going to be a live react. Pre-A website, the official release time is Thursday at 10 a.m. Okay, we should be able to live stream that.
Do you not have to work?
What?
Do you not have to work?
Oh, is it 10 a.m. Eastern? I thought it was 10 a.m. California. A lot of times. No, I'm serious. A lot of times, like video game times will always be Pacific time. Okay, Preston saying that's Central time. Yeah, maybe I can leave work like 20 minutes early and get over to the office and we can watch it live. That'd be sick.
All right.
Lock. Yeah, let's plan on doing that. All right. Top 5 SEC players since the year 2000. Here it is, chat. I think there's a big 3 here, and I think it's obvious. Okay. I think Cam Newton has to be here. I think Joe Burrow has to be here. And I think Tim Tebow has to be there. Is there anybody else, Aaron, or do you disagree with any of those locks?
No, I think quarterback's the most important position. Let's all be serious here. So in this conference, which for a long time was not really known for great quarterback play, you think of quarterback play, you think of the Big 12, you think of the Pac-12, and really like late 90s with like Payne and Warfel, and then starting in the 2000s, you started to get better and better quarterback play, and now all of a sudden it seems like the SEC is the conference for quarterback play a little bit as of late. So you have not only would I say 3 of the best players in the conference and kind of our top 3, but you could probably say these are the best 3 college football players of all time. They would be in our top 5 too, would they not? Would you not say Cam Newton, Joe Burrow, Tim Tebow, top 5 players of all time? And honestly, they may be my top 3 players of all time, and they reside in the SEC.
Top 3 players of all time. Seems a little prisoner to the moment. I mean,
no?
But for me,
who would you put in front of them? Who would you put in front of those 3?
I'm just saying, I gotta respect the old heads here, and I just can't fire off the hip and say all time for all conferences when I haven't even thought about that yet. I kind of like this from Goat Dog, and Goat Dog, I wish you were a producer on the show so that we could have done this before the show.
Yeah.
He says got to do a top 5 non-QB list, and I actually agree with that. Because that would make this list vastly more interesting.
Thursday.
So why don't we do this? Let's just go quickly here, since I've already kind of done this conversation, and let's just say fuck it. And then we'll do a top 5 non-QB that'll be bespoke and unique to snaps on Thursday. It's a great idea. Go Doug. Real quick though, I got Cam Newton 1 because we all know he had no help. He's the only guy on this list. Like Joe Burrow, Tim Tebow. Joe Burrow had first rounders all around him. Tim Tebow had first rounders all around him. I got Cam Newton 1. I got Joe Burrow 2 because it's the most singular season I've ever seen in my entire life. 60 passing touchdowns. Tim Tebow 3 because of all of the intangibles and everything else. I got Derrick Henry at 4. When you think about the Alabama dynasty, I feel like he kind of stands out amongst a sea of rotating faces. And I had Tyrann Mathieu, and I somebody made a pretty good argument for Jonathan Allen to be on there potentially at number 5. He was 3-time first team All SEC. 2016, he was unanimous All American Defensive Player of the Year. He won the Nagurski, the Bednarik, the Hendricks, the Lombardi. Like that, there's a lot there.
I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I think all similar players besides the 5th one. I'll go with Tyrone for number 5. And I think part of it is the fact that I played against him. So, watching the tape, going against him, knowing just what a terror he was, not only just on the defense side of the football, but on special teams as well. I mean, one of the greatest just pure athletes in the SEC over the past 2 decades. So I'll go with Tyrone at number 5.
Tyrann, not Tyrone.
Tyrann at 5. Derek at 4.
You love Timmy Teams. You want to put Timmy Intangibles at 2, don't you? I know you
Tim's
can't put him 1. Tim is 1. I knew.
Tim's
oh
1.
My God. Okay. This list.
Tim is 1. Joe's 2. Cam's 3. Tim is 1. Joe is 2. Cam is 3.
Let's play a thought exercise. If you change, if you put Tim Tebow on that Auburn team, do they win the Natty?
Possibly.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
Because Tim Tebow individually is not as good as Cam Newton. That's why.
The greatest leader.
We know that.
The definition of a football player.
We know that.
Tim Tebow.
If you put Joe Burrow on that Auburn football team, do they win the Natty? No.
Yeah, maybe yes.
No.
Yes.
No, they just don't, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, they could.
Now, to Royal Payne, I think Royal Payne's right. If you really wanted to form the Tebow 1 argument, I would go more of a career versus season argument. Whereas Cam and Joe had these very singular years.
You're putting it as like, let me place this player on a team and let me see what they can do. I'm thinking of it like as a complete career.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's your better angle. That's your better angle to use here.
But I still think of like the ultimate football player. What am I looking for? Intangibles plus on the field success. I mean, it's not like Cam is that much better of a thrower than Tim. Tim is a hell of a runner in a different fashion than Cam is.
I don't want to bring
leadership aspect too.
Hold on. I don't want to bring the NFL into it too much, but like Cam Newton's an NFL MVP quarterback. Tim Tebow could barely throw the ball in the NFL.
Different game.
But Cam is a significantly better thrower than Tim Tebow. I'm saying you can miss me with that bullshit. Bye-bye.
I would not say significantly better thrower. Joe is head and shoulders over both of them, not even fucking close.
Well, yeah, he's also like not near the athlete of the other two.
He's not a bad athlete though. He's a good athlete though.
Bro, you are misconstruing my words. I said he's not near the athlete. It's okay though. We're talking about 2 freakish.
Ooh, we did miss. You know we missed?
Yeah. Johnny Football?
Yeah.
Why would he be on this list?
Why would he not be on this list?
Because he has the worst intangibles of all time. He went 11-2 in his best year. Like,
it's not like he had a great roster. Johnny Football.
I mean, he did. Mike Evans coming. Who would you take off to put Johnny Football on?
Probably Matthew.
So let's just make it a quarterback list.
It's a quarterback.
Like, what are you talking about? And you're telling me that Tyrann Mathieu isn't well, actually, whatever.
I mean, all those quarterbacks won a Heisman though, too.
You could take off Mathieu if you wanted to.
Yeah, all those guys won Heisman.
But Jonathan Allen would absolutely need to be on there over
Manziel. God, Johnny's season though he was unstoppable. He was doing what Cam was doing. Was he not?
No,
he was a one-man band. I mean, he did have Evans on the outside, but
Nick Saban, he went and won a
so did Johnny. He won in Tuscaloosa.
Oh my God. I think you're reaching like, and the part with Johnny Football, like if you love Timmy Intangible so much, how do you justify Johnny Football's complete and utter lack of any leadership or any intangibles? Like you champion one, but you just ignore the other. I don't know.
I think you'd be pro Johnny because I feel like that would be the quarterback that you would love more than anyone else.
I would love to fucking hang out with Johnny. You kidding me? It'd be awful. We'd be doing way too many drugs together, getting way too drunk together. This ain't that list though. I think, okay, look, I think this. I think to make this snaps, look, you want Timmy at 1 on your list. That's fine. I don't really care. I want to do non-quarterback offense and defense maybe when we come in on Thursday. That could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree.
I respect Manziel. To be clear, guys, when you do greatest lists of all time, you critique elite people. It does not mean that they are not elite, right?
Yeah.
So like you have to pick around the edges, and it's going to sound like you're talking bad about them, but I'm trying to decide between fucking Cam Newton and Joe Burrow. Like
Yeah.
they're both like you would anybody.
And we're not talking about the Pac-12 here either. This is the SEC. I mean, this is the greatest league that has definitely been the best league over the past 2 decades with the best players, most NFL players, the most Heisman Trophy winners, most award winners. This ain't easy. There's a lot of great players, which I think is going to make our Thursday chat really exciting to kind of go non-quarterback on both sides.
Yeah, I agree, Clemo. 0 defensive players. What a joke. I try to put Jonathan Allen. He's one out here trying to put Johnny Football in there. Anyway, let's get into a little EA college. Let's get into a little EA Sports College Football 25. As again, on Thursday, we should be getting a full stream release of everything that is going down there. And I just want to get into some of the questions that we know thus far. Shout out a Twitter account that I like to follow. Is it out EA? And the full kind of handle there is EA Sports College Football out. How about this, Aaron? We learned that there's going to be 134 unique playbooks. Of course, there's 134 FBS teams. So it looks like, look, I'm not saying that everyone's going to be wholly different, but yeah, apparently each team will have their own playbook, and it's not just going to be some sort of placeholder with some changes around the edges. Is there one playbook that you're more excited to try out than another?
Tennessee's 100%. Like when I think of like a new playbook that's going to be added, something that obviously is not that type of offense has not been the game. We've had pro offenses. We've had, we've had triple option offenses. We've had spread offenses. Tennessee's is unique. It'll be interesting to see how they implement the speed of it too. The no huddle, get lined up, everyone gets set, go, 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 go. The options that the receivers have in routes. So obviously we've seen the success that Heupel's had from UCF to Tennessee. If you have the quarterback, you have the receivers. I'm probably going to pick Tennessee's playbook to start with to see how it works.
Yeah, that's really interesting to think about, man. You can sort of feel what it's like if they do it correctly, right? Like if they have these guys really pushing the flanks of the field, are they going to be lined up extra wide right there on the sidelines? Like how representative will it be? What offense I haven't watched a ton, but I would love to dive in the playbook and see how it feels. Fuck no. Oh my God, no. They should create the Brian Ferentz challenge where you have to try to average like 50 a game playing with Ferentz's playbook.
And only white players.
But Kirk means you only get to play white players, and Kirk Ferentz means that you're only allowed to run the ball on first and second down. I'm thinking I would love to see what Jamie Chadwell's offense plays like.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of this new age triple option, but with a lot more passing, but a lot of the same concepts, kind of triple option. Like, I've seen the highlights at Coastal and Liberty, but you always hear about how kind of ahead of the curve he is. And so that would definitely be a playbook that I'd like to get in there and chop up. I'd like to fuck around with some like traditional air raid stuff, right?
What about even the defenses though, too? I mean, I'm trying to remember back to the last game. I don't think that Big 12 style of defense was as prevalent back in 13.
Are you talking about like the 3-3-5?
It's not even like the 3-3-5. It's like a 3-2-6 almost. Yeah. With like it you get lined up and essentially there's 3 safeties. And I played against it a little bit when I was like in the XFL, and it was an absolute very difficult to defend. Teams would essentially line up in a 3
Wait, it was difficult to attack or difficult to defend?
Or excuse me, it was difficult to attack. And at least from a passing standpoint, it's very difficult to throw into. Because it was a 3 cloud, a Tampa 2, whatever you want to kind of classify it as, a 2 safety look with a middle safety hybrid guy that was like your Mike linebacker running through the middle of the field with 2 cloud corners on the outside, like preset, but everyone's eyes are in the backfield. So as soon as the ball snapped, if there's any kind of run look or field, those guys are downhill. But if there's any pass, all of a sudden you have 8 guys defending the pass. Very difficult to throw against, a little bit easier to run. But if you have good hybrid guys with speed that can get downhill fast, kind of can do a little bit of everything. So don't believe that was in the last game. That's something that I would kind of mess around a little bit to start with.
So Team Crop Duster says 326 was under dime packages, so maybe it is there. Yeah. I wonder if they'll put the same attention to detail on the defensive playbooks that they do the offensive. I kind of doubt that. I imagine the defenses are just going to give you pretty much the same thing across the board. Maybe I'm
Mm.
wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, no,
No,
you'll have
they
like,
always do. But I'm
yeah.
saying like that's a unique defense. And it's not just a dime defense. Personnel wise, it might be very similar to a dime defense. But I'm saying the structure of the defense is different than just saying, oh, we're going to go out there and dime personnel.
And in Iowa, the jet sweep is alien technology, says World Pay. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Crowdbus says it wasn't a base option, to be clear. It was under dime packages.
Yeah.
God, I can't wait to get my hands on this game.
Mm.
Aaron, so one of the other things that leaked here, sorry, are there any other playbooks offensively that kind of stand out to you?
No, Tennessee's probably the one. It'll be interesting to see what I mean, we're just fascinated in general with the look of Ohio State's offense with those running backs. I think that's going to be a possibly a tough one to defend against. But no, Tennessee's is the outlier. Tennessee's the one that's so unique and different that if that's the type of offense that you enjoy looking at and you want to produce a Heisman winning quarterback, which I want to do on the game, then I'm going to choose Heupel's offense.
Now one of the other leaks, and this is not confirmed, had a GameStop. Shout out to all of you meme stockholders. I figure Aaron, you strike me as an Andrew Tate guy. Are you in Cobra? Are you in Cobra hodling some AMC and some GameStop right now? How's it going?
I had GameStop meme coin 2 months ago and sold it all, unfortunately.
Wow. Oh my
Didn't hold
God.
long enough. I
You
did not,
little
Scott.
paper-handed bitch.
I made a little bit off of it, but then I got out.
I don't really care.
Fuck you.
No, I have not shaved my hair yet, guys. Relax. No, so but a GameStop leak showed a $70 base edition for college football, which of course that's now the price of games. It probably should be, right? I mean, games were $60 when I was in high
Were they?
school. Yeah, when I was in high school, it was 60. Like eventually that price had to go up. But then there's also a $150 Heisman edition. Aaron, are you going to drop the $150 bag on the Heisman edition?
Depends what I get. Right? I mean, what
I imagine, okay, if I had to use my video game knowledge to guess, I imagine you would probably get access to the game like 4 days early,
okay.
or a few days early, which is going to be enough for most to go ahead and do it.
And for us, it's a business expense because we're going to be streaming the game. So write it off, get half that back eventually, right? So, I think
Hold on.
another good question
I think you'll probably get 4 days early. I think you'll
Yeah.
probably get a lot of Ultimate Team card packs to open up instead of spending your money on them, which you'll probably get hooked and spend more anyway. And I wonder, I think some sort of cheap physical tchotchke,
NFT.
right? I hope not NFT. That would be the fucking lamest thing. What are they gonna be, a JPEG? Get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here. And what, everybody's gonna get their bespoke NFT that only they own, even though they're the exact same thing.
Mhm.
No, I maybe like a like a little Heisman or something like that, if it's the Heisman edition, and probably a unique cover, I would say.
Which cover do you want? Because they came out with the cover the other day that was all the players, like all the
Yeah,
top guys on
the
it.
deluxe edition.
The deluxe, do you like that cover or do you like the individual player cover?
Again, I'm probably going to buy the $150 version of the game because it's kind of our jobs. And if it is early access, I'm going to have to. But
who's going to be on the cover of that? Is that one going to be the deluxe or is that going to be player specific?
I don't think the deluxe will be the Heisman edition, but I don't know what the other covers are going to be. What did you think about the one that did drop the deluxe cover though? I was like a big fan of
covers. I mean, I think for the first year or two, and they're really not being. I mean, we had the debate last week on the show, I believe, or the week before, of like who's going to be on the cover, who deserves to be on the cover. It's always hard when you do college football because all the superstars have mostly left to go to the NFL, which is why they always use a former guy, and because of NIL reasons, obviously as well. It's always easier to choose an NFL guy to be on the cover of the NCAA game. So, like, to me, honestly, I like the hodgepodge of players, like the top guys returning all on one cover. Everyone gets a little love, unless you have a TBob or a Manziel or a Heisman winning player back that's like this superstar in the face of Caleb Williams of college football. Then put him on the cover. But I honestly kind of think this is the way to go.
No, I think they nailed it, man.
Yeah.
I think Shadur would have been the cheap option, like we talked about, but I think going Donovan Edwards kind of shows you that they get it a little bit. I mean, they're
Yep.
honoring the reigning champions.
Yep.
Donovan Edwards is not just like a household name, but if you watch college football, you watch the net and you watch them dominate.
Yep.
It does connect to Denard Robinson, the previous, the final cover of the last games in some ways. And look, and then I thought the other choice was smart. You have the big three contender quarterbacks, right?
Yep.
Shedeur may be one of the bigger draft
Brands.
prospects
Yep.
and brands, definitely, but he's not going to threaten a championship. You have Quinn Ewers in Texas front and center because of fucking course. You have Jalen Milroe in Alabama heading into the Kalen DeBoer era of fucking course, and then you have Carson Beck in Georgia right there.
Yep.
And
then
then
you got Judkins for Ohio State, who obviously Ohio State.
Say,
he's the biggest name at Ohio State heading into the season.
Yeah, I thought it could have been Caleb Downs, but Judkins is.
Yeah.
I could have gone either way there. You get Ohio State on the cover.
You get a running back, you get a different position. You already have Hunter, who's a DB, so you mix it up a little bit that way too.
And you get somebody who is, just entered the transfer portal, right?
Yep.
So kind of speaks to this modern era. And then Travis Hunter, you still get your Colorado in there as well. So no, I think that this is a cover that actually makes me think that EA gives a fuck, which I might be giving them too much credit here.
No.
Because this feels like somebody who actually really likes.
Will this be the most bought cover? Because I think it would be, unless you obviously your favorite player is on the cover of your team, then maybe you'll get that one. But to me, I think most fans would prefer that cover over a Quinn Ewers, Carson Beck, whoever NCAA football cover. That's what I'm picking. I'm picking that one.
Well, it depends. Unless you want the Heisman edition, it's just got a different cover, right? I mean, that's probably going to be like an $80, $90 version of the game. All right. I think the game's going to be released in July, for whatever it's worth. I will figure out Thursday, I think, if it comes out on PC or not. I'm hoping that it's out on PC, but I'm also hoping that it's not for like PS4 or anything. I want them to kind of graphically try to make this as good as they can. Maybe PS5, Xbox X and X. I wonder if it'll have crossplay. We'll know about that. I wonder how you differentiate this game from Madden. How do you make it feel like college football? I don't exactly know.
You'll have game day. No,
I know that. But I'm talking about in the actual play. Is it the exact same engine? Do the players move a bit different? Because NFL players should, in theory, move better than do NCAA players. They kind of used to back in the day. Like the two never really played exactly the same.
I would say this, I always feel like the atmosphere from the college game on the game felt more like a college game, right? There was a lot more pageantry into it.
They're going to nail the atmosphere. They're going to nail the atmosphere. I'm talking about the actual gameplay. I wonder if they can somehow achieve that. And then I think probably the biggest questions are like, what form will Ultimate Team take?
Yeah.
How important will it be? I know that a lot of people feel that Ultimate Team kind of has ruined FIFA and Madden in a lot of ways. While maybe others say, well, why would you play it? Just don't engage with it. And I kind of understand both sides here because yes, there's a million other game modes to play. You don't have to play Ultimate Team, but since Ultimate Team makes so much money, it becomes a situation where you're taking development resources away from other portions of the game. It probably doesn't matter as much now because they've had so long to make this one. But as you go to a more year-to-year cycle, maybe Ultimate Team starts to.
I love this. I do remember this, Bo, in the chat. I like the stadium vibration feature back in the day. That was sweet. I do like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah, dude. It makes you feel like you're in a place that's like rocking and going crazy.
Yeah.
What game modes do you think they'll have? You'll have Ultimate Team, Dynasty. Online. You'll probably have like Road to Glory.
Is Road to Glory the one where you create your own player, go to high school, that was a lot of fun. Always enjoyed that one. Gotta add mascot mode in there. Gotta have the mascot games. I want to see my fat, chunky little orange man, orange as you call it nowadays, running around the field.
And you got to imagine will there be a new mode, right? Will there be a new mode specifically made for this game?
I think people are so excited about the game that you don't have to add crazy brand new features in my mind. Just give the people the game, make it good, make it feel good, and everyone's going to be happy.
But that's the thing though. These things have gotten so feature rich back in the day that everybody's kind of got their thing that they love. Some people love Road to Glory. Team Cropto says Dynasty is the only one I care about. Custom playbooks too. Like it's all everybody's got their thing that they're most looking forward to.
I'm looking forward to NIL and the transfer portal. How wild is that going to be in the game? How involved
And you mean like
be as a part of say Dynasty mode?
Yeah.
Yes. Illegal recruiting, dropping off bags in someone's house.
I imagine that will be just some sort of resource management sim. Like, you have X hours in the day. Do you go shake the hands of fundraisers to increase your NIL dollars? And then do you bid on these players against other schools? But if you do that, well, then you can't be high school recruiting as much. And so it just becomes like you have finite resources. How do you allocate them to all the different silos in order to maximize your recruiting ability? It's kind of crazy. This is kind of a dirty confession. I never really played Dynasty mode that much back in the day. I know.
What'd you play?
I just played like seasons or online.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's weird. Since
I know.
Like it feels kind of pointless.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Fucking weird.
It was.
You're a weird man.
So I'm excited to dive in Dynasty. I mean, even now though, I'm excited to just kind of main Nebraska online and just try to beat all these yokels who are going to be playing with Alabama and shit.
If you had to pick a team today that is not big brand team, but like you want to see how fast you can get them to be a top team in college football when it comes to recruiting and all that, which team are you picking?
So everybody wants to build real small. Yep. I kind of don't love building too small. I would start with
it's supposed to be a power 4 team. I'm saying just power 4.
Okay, so power 4. Yeah. Power 4. Minnesota.
Oh.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I love Minnesota's uniforms.
Oh.
Minnesota. And then if I would go group of 5, I would go Wyoming.
I'm going to go UCF. You mean the Golden Knights?
Ugh, let's so go. Tampa. I know it's Orlando, but that's so Florida of you.
Yeah.
Shout out Chris Tran in the chat.
Give me Georgia State, baby. Give me a little Sunbelt action.
Well, that's not. You said power 4 though.
No, I'm saying power 4 would be
UCF and then Georgia State.
Yeah, I think Georgia State would be my group of 5.
Yeah, and then like if like just for online play, I don't love like just playing with like the 5-star teams. So if I'm just doing raw online, I want to get really good with Nebraska.
Yeah,
and see if I can just fuck people up with like freshman Dylan Raiola. Do you think that like, if you're playing online, will players' ratings be updated in the same form that they are in Madden during the season? I imagine, yeah, right? Absolutely.
You think so? Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
they should.
For sure. I would think so. Somebody need Dylan to do
it
really
like,
good.
Yeah, they should do like, I think Madden does a great job with that like every single week. I remember like Ocho Cinco would post something for EA Sports like these 3 players did this, this, and this, so we're going to be upgraded like this amount of points for this attribute. So I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, I think they should and will do that during the season now that you can use players' names.
All right, so look, we'll know much more on Thursday. We'll live stream that presentation on Thursday, and so we can react to more of it now. Aaron, we know some of these, yeah, and we'll definitely do like some snaps tournaments or something like that in the future for sure, Barge. Aaron, we know some of the big noon Saturdays, Fox releasing a couple of the games, and let's start with the biggest one, September 7th, which is that week 1, right?
No, it's week 2.
It's week 2.
Yep.
September 7th, week 2, Texas at Michigan. Big noon Saturday. What?
I think it's going to be a dud. It's a great helmet game. Phenomenal helmet game. Do you feel good about Michigan at all this year?
No. So that's why I kind of think this is genius by the college football powers. And I know they can't plan this out this far in advance, but this feels like wrestling where, do you know the term like putting someone over?
No.
It means to like make them like make them like famous, or like make them a hero, right? Like make them like one of the contenders. Like, I again, wrestling fans, I apologize if my details are wrong, but I kind of feel like did Andre the Giant help put Hulk over back then? The point is, you'll give somebody an opponent that you schedule for them to beat. You write it so that they win, and then everybody's like, holy shit, they won. This guy's serious. Like, yes, this is Texas going to the big house against the defending national champs, but they're not really the defending national champs. It's a new coach, new quarterback, new players. Like, this is the perfect opportunity for Texas to go up there, beat ass, and then everybody's gonna be like, oh my God, look at what Texas just did.
Which is why you look at 3 of the games that you have on here. You have Texas, Michigan, Alabama, Wisconsin, which, that to me, that's an interesting one. And then November 30th, Michigan. I do think that's going to be an interesting one. November 30th, Michigan at Ohio State. And that's kind of the same feeling I have of like, I know they've done it 3 years in a row, but this is a very different feeling Michigan than it's been for the past 4 years. So while they look good on paper, like I said, that Texas Michigan may be the one of the sexiest games you'll see when it comes to, if you love college football helmets. I think 2 of them could be duds, and even all 3 of them could be duds.
Well, look, that's why these are the first they released, right?
Yeah.
They're not the biggest. They're not going to be the biggest.
Well, I would think brand-wise, these are probably the 3 of the biggest ones they'll have this year.
No, not if you have Alabama, Wisconsin. The game, yes. The game in Texas, Michigan, yes.
Yeah.
But we also have Georgia, Texas. There's stuff like
that's not going to be on Fox. What I'm saying is Fox. I'm not saying these other channels.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm just saying for Fox. Yeah, of course, you need bigger games throughout the country.
I would also say big break for Texas that this game is in September.
Yeah.
Right. Not going to be cold. And Texas is going to be feeling like when they go from that southern heat to, I don't know, guys, what is it in Michigan at that time of year? I'm from the South. I'm probably
80s.
right. Like 80s.
Yeah.
They're going to be feeling young, sprightly. They're going to be like, damn, I can play in this weather all day long. Bo Molinari, game day is going to Aggie Land for Notre Dame. I think that's a great first game day. Yeah. It's also an excellent chance for.
What do you think about that first weekend? The triple header? Would you mix that up at all? The triple header for ABC on week 1 is Clemson, Georgia at noon in Atlanta, Florida hosting Miami at 3:30, and then that late night game between Notre Dame and
I think that's correct. I don't think Georgia Clemson's going to be terribly competitive. I think we've seen this
from
Georgia Clemson story
from
before.
Like a branding standpoint, I would have flipped those 2 early games. I would have put Georgia Clemson 3:30, Florida Miami at noon.
I don't need to watch Georgia beat down Clemson at night. I'd much rather Georgia beating down Clemson be like my appetizer for the day of college football. Because I think A&M Notre Dame could be competitive. Notre Dame's
I'm fine with the late night game. I'm saying flip Miami and Florida to the noon game. Like, do you really want to watch Florida Miami at 3:30?
Well, but then no, I don't. But then the problem becomes like, well, actually, I do, because fuck yes, I do. There's that is basically the dead man walking bull.
True,
but that's also why you don't want that kicking off the season.
Yeah,
you want Georgia Clemson kicking it off. Sneaky good, exciting matchup to end out the night with oh my God, I'm getting so excited thinking about it. With A&M and Notre Dame, and then whatever the fuck happens in that middle game with the 2 zombies.
God, then USC LSU on Sunday night.
Yeah. Again, let's watch LSU lose for a 5th year in a row on national television to start the season.
No.
Bro, they haven't won a season opener since the national championship year, since 19.
I know, but USC this year, if you lose this one, I can get Florida State. USC is not in nearly as good of a spot as what Florida State's been over the past 2 seasons.
Okay,
nowhere near.
Let's get back to the other. Bo Molinari says Elko's getting initiated by fire from Duke to game day week 1. Yes, but if you're Elko, this is such a win-win. Because you're not supposed to win, so it doesn't matter if you lose. But if you fucking win and beat Notre Dame, all of a sudden, everyone will be talking about A&M for the entire news cycle.
Yep,
it'll be everywhere constantly.
The amount of money being put back into it, that was kind of. I feel like A&M did a great job initially. A lot of money flooding in, facilities, NIL. They had the number 1 recruiting class. A lot of those players got in trouble. Jimbo, got let go. Like, a lot of money was essentially lost because of everything that went down at A&M. So I feel like there's been some not complete hesitation because there's still tons of money being flown in there, but not as much as we saw a few years ago, where if you do win this game, you ignite that fan base. All of a sudden, you can go to wherever donor you want to go to, if you're Elko, and say, I need X amount of dollars. They'll write that check the next day. Big opportunity for him.
Yep, I agree. Okay, let's get back to these big noon Saturdays. Alabama at Wisconsin. I feel like this is just, Alabama's going to go up to Madison and kind of whoop that ass.
What if they don't, though?
It's an excellent. Well, that's great. Good. I would love the drama.
Of all the three underdogs, we'll say Michigan's an underdog versus Texas. We'll say Michigan's an underdog versus Ohio State. Wisconsin's an underdog versus Alabama. Which of the three is most likely to occur, win-wise, underdog winning?
I would say definitely Wisconsin. Fuck
no.
No. I mean, Michigan's beat the fuck out of Ohio State 3 years in a row. I'm not just going to pencil Ohio State in 1,000%. Also, you know how I feel about Sark in Texas? I'm still in a little bit of like prove it again mode. Bro, Wisconsin's awful. I watched them in the bowl game last year. And what have they done to get better this offseason? Oh, that's right. They hired Alex Grinch to be
They got a quarterback. They got a new quarterback.
Who?
Oh my God. I told you this 3 weeks ago.
What's his name?
Former quarterback Van Dyke. I knew it was the Miami quarterback. I kept thinking Miami quarterback Van Dyke. I didn't Google it. I'll show you my history.
I believe
I'll show you my history. I'll show you my history.
Motherfucker right here tried to act like Wisconsin's going to be good because they got a quarterback he couldn't even remember it was Tyler Van Dyke.
I didn't remember it was Tyler Van Dyke. I just the name was slipping. The Miami quarterback was hitting.
My bigger question is like, when do Badger fans start to expect wins from Fickle? Simply because, like, I mean, Oregon's going to come in. It feels like they're immediately ahead of him. Penn State's ahead of him. Michigan's ahead of him. Ohio State's ahead of him. Like, Wisconsin in this new Big Ten, like, can they get back to the top?
So it's funny. The golf tournament that I was at this past weekend, I was playing with a guy that was went to Iowa, big Iowa fan. And for the entire 18 holes, he kept trying to get me to say that Iowa has a chance to win the Big Ten at some point over like the next decade. And I'm like, dude, you guys have hit a ceiling that is as good as it's going to get. Like and I feel like Wisconsin's in the same boat.
They could make a playoff though in a 14-team playoff with 3 auto bids.
You can win 10 games, you're in. You can win 10 games in the playoffs. But the thought of like Iowa or Wisconsin truly competing with Oregon, Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State in the next 5 to 10 years, I think is unrealistic in my mind.
Yeah. Also, I've been learning a lot about Ohio State, and you know how I always say that Georgia's like everyone else, only more so?
Yeah.
Ohio State may be like Georgia, only more so. I mean, the same advantages in terms of like massive population, the only show in town. I guess the greatest difference would be that Georgia per capita has the most NFL players, maybe compared to Ohio, but still a ton of advantage.
They're identical for the
Buckeyes. Yeah, they are. They're pretty identical. So look, I think this is just going to be like kind of the Alabama Wisconsin game. I think it's just well, first off, it'd be a nice way to wet the whistle. 11 a.m. kickoff for a good day of football. But this is just going to be, let's crank up the Alabama hype train. It's going to be week
What if
3.
Alabama wins? Is it true? I guess is it the week before Georgia though? I think Georgia Alabama's week 4. So
then it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a nice showcase for Kalen DeBoer's squad. And then Michigan, Ohio State, nothing much
to say here. God, they get an early bye. So Alabama has 3 games, a bye, and then Georgia. Georgia has 3 games, a bye, then Alabama. So both are coming off a bye, which is, I guess each team gets 2 byes this year. So it's a good time for both teams to get it.
And then November 30th, Michigan at Ohio State. Really, we all know about this game. There's not much to say, except that let's just close your eyes and imagine November 30th. Thanksgiving just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a bit of a cold snap in the air. Christmas is in the air, holidays just all around you. And the game is being played once again. And at this point, maybe Will Howard's like one of the best quarterbacks in the entire country. Maybe he's not. Maybe Michigan has shocked us. I can't wait. All right. What else on the docket for today? Okay, here we go. This is an excellent graphic that Vern Funquist came up with here. and it is the SEC teams. The most regular season games versus ranked teams over the last 10 years. And my God, what did the Arkansas Razorbacks do to make the college football gods hate them so much? Arkansas, the only team that's played over 50 with 53 ranked games over the last 10 years.
I mean,
Brutal.
Sam Pittman, what are we doing over here?
Brutal, dude.
It feels like every single year. I mean, one, they're in the West, so like let's also knock that out right now. Like you look at the top teams in this entire thing, everyone is from the West besides Tennessee in the top portion of it.
And you know the other part is okay, so only so many teams can be ranked, right? Yep. And so if you are a team that is consistently, if you're a team that's consistently ranked, well, just by math, you'll play less ranked teams because you're occupying one of those slots. So you have Arkansas, who's in the West, who have the most ranked teams, and they're consistently unranked, which is how they arrive now at this number.
Yeah. Well, they did what, 3 seasons where they didn't win an SEC game, you know, so that's probably 4 or 5 ranked games that they played inside that conference. And
well, and that's what I'm saying. And every time, and they're juicing up all the other teams. Yep. It's like when I used to play League of Legends, right? Like it was a game known for having toxic players. But if you yourself were never toxic, like you never quit, you were never toxic, well, the math was on your side because that meant that there were only 4 other toxic potentials instead of 5.
And then look at the crossovers too. I mean, Georgia's crossover was Auburn. Tennessee's always what? Alabama? Is there another one in the West for them, or it's just Alabama?
No, just Alabama.
Just Alabama.
I don't understand though. So Arkansas was Mizzou the whole time.
But once again, you're still in the West though. That's like that's the biggest thing. You're in the West, so you're playing more ranked teams, just based on your schedule. Where the East has been,
stolen,
as we've known as a decade, has been kind of blah. It's been, Florida had a run, Georgia had a run, and that's pretty much it. Missouri right before this was really good, and they've kind of fallen off a little bit, and kind of back up at it again now. But yeah, I love that the fact that you get to really rag on Kentucky being at 30, and Mark Stoops really getting his rise during a time when they didn't really have to play anyone.
I mean, look, I didn't. You said it, not me.
I know.
Arkansas damn near played double the amount of games. I mean, even if you go from Mizzou and Kentucky playing 30, the next is Florida at 35. A 5-game gap on this list is not nothing. That's like 18%. If you look at the 30 total. So for Mark Stoops to make $9 million a year, to never finish, to what is he beating? 2 SEC teams that even finished with winning records, to play less ranked teams. It's, guys, what more do I need to add to the evidence pile? For whatever it's worth, Georgia, if you add in their SEC championships and playoff games, actually goes up to 56 over the last or 54 for the last 10 years. But poor Auburn, who's only played in 1 SEC championship, if you add in their postseason stuff, it goes up to 56. No, 56. But it's but they just, I don't know. Auburn just has a brutal road, I suppose.
Once again, they play in the West, and their crossovers Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, that's as tough as it can get.
LSU at 40, not bad. Okay, there we go, dude. Kind of chilling a little bit there. But yeah, my biggest takeaway here is mainly the West is better than the East. Poor Arkansas, and Mark Poops remains a fraud. All right, are we ready to watch some trailers with our newfound production acumen here? Okay, I am going. What are we gonna do? House of Dragon or Rings of Power first?
Let's do Ring of Power because I've seen House of Dragon, so I want to see something new, and then we'll finish it off with House.
Did you see season 1 of Rings of Power? Do you have any?
I did.
Okay,
I did.
Okay, you did.
I did.
What'd you think about it?
Phenomenal.
Okay,
phenomenal.
There we go. Phenomenal.
Yeah. Phenomenal.
Okay, here we go.
Orgasmic.
Share this. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, here we go.
Ancient and powerful.
Sauron. Here he is. Okay. The fuck is that thing?
Oh, she's awesome.
I love Elrond, dude. Look at our boy. Little stigmata.
His way inside your mind. The crest of him slithers in.
Celebrimbor.
I think he has been here. I think he's been here among us all along.
Production values look fucking fantastic.
I must say this actually looks better than the next one we're going to see initially.
Oh, that orc dude.
August 29th, opening weekend for college football. We get that, then this. Woo!
Don't care about the.
He's so
Oh, it looks over the top. Make no mistake. Rings of Power is flawed. I'm not saying that. I happen to like a lot of it. And I'm excited that they're really going to lead into the Sauron kind of infiltration this time, because in the second age, that's what Sauron was doing. He was kind of pretending to be a good guy and sitting there
getting ready to fuck everyone,
like sowing discord. Yes,
yeah,
right. Like he was a shapeshifter, a silver-tongued bastard. Look at this fucking shot of the orc licking the blade. Oh my god, that's some good orc right there, dude. Back to prosthetics. You'll love to see that. Not an over-reliance on CG. Very interested to see what they do with the dwarves and the Durin storyline. Also, like to this point,
I don't remember seeing any dwarves in there.
Not really. No, we got a little bit of Durin the king, not Durin the son here. Greedy over a ring that remember, Sauron's gonna forge all these rings, you know, three for what is it, 3 for the elves, I think 7 for the dwarves, 9 for their kings of men, and in the darkness bind them and whatnot. Also, we never really see, I don't feel like we ever saw any big battles in the first season. And where is it? Right here. Wait, hold on. That's a pretty big that's a big army right there, bro.
Yeah. I think everything was setting up for the season. It was I'm trying to think, because the orgs that we saw their camp, but there was never really I guess there was one fight towards the end, right?
No, they had the big assault on the town, but it was not like two armies drawn up.
Prepared, they're going out on a neutral field.
Which, if Sauron comes out to play publicly, maybe we finally get that. To be fair, I kind of need to rewatch season 1 and remember everything. All right, so that is your Rings of Power, and not to be outdone, HBO on the same day decided to drop a House of Dragon season 2 trailer, which I have not seen yet, and which I must say, I love Lord of the Rings. That's my number 1 IP of all time. House of Dragon is a objectively better show, in my opinion. And so let's check this out.
The Targaryen who sits the Iron Throne is not just a king or a queen. They are a protector of the realm. Now I find myself in an impossible position.
All hail, King Aegon!
The enemy usurped my throne.
We're going to King's Landing. Well, what are we going to do about it?
We must play the board before us.
Proceed cautiously.
Fuck dignity. I want revenge.
Hey, T, I'll let you not cut your hair if you just make it white.
News spreads through the realm. The great houses will come to our side.
I did not think they would be so eager to die.
He's so good.
My ships sail at your command.
The realm's only hope
Isn't a leader strong enough to unite him?
Do you accept me as your queen and ruler?
No.
This senseless war was end.
Shall not let us prevail.
That guy with the eyes. Fucking sight. Look at Vagar's drag.
Our enemy. That makes her a fool.
Oh, shot of the Night Watch.
The enemy without may be fought with swords. The enemy within is more insidious.
There is more than one way to fight a war.
Bro. Oh my God. I have fucking goosebumps, dude.
War is coming, and neither of us may win.
This shit is going to be crazy.
I didn't rewatch that one too. The season one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, just to reorient myself with all the character names and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. What you just saw there are two fundamentally different silos in fantasy, right?
Mhm.
Lord of the Rings, kind of your high fantasy. It's very clear who the good guys are. It's very clear who the bad guys are. It's truly good versus evil. And then you get the Game of Thrones, where it's like a lot of gray area, political intrigue, the backstabbing.
This is more of uncertainty. Like this one, you could pick sides. I do think Game of Thrones, the OG, it was a little bit more clear of who were the good, who were the bad guys.
Wait, what'd you say?
I'm saying Game of Thrones OG, you could pick out who were good, who was bad. I will say this, like House of Dragons, you can make a case for each side to say, like, okay, I get why they should have the power. I get why they should have the power. I support them. Like,
okay, that's
not
fair.
as much
Yes.
divide. Yeah.
Yes. Even in the original Game of Thrones, while the Starks are kind of presented as the good guys, it's not like Robert Baratheon's a very good guy.
No.
And I mean, he's married to a Lannister. Like Game of Thrones, I feel you. Like he's not fucking his sister and throwing little kids out the window. But yes, Game of Thrones is ultimately very gray area. No, House Frey were not the good guys. Give me the eye patch all day, please, says La Kessie. Yeah, that guy was a fucking psychopath. I got to rewatch these shows, dude. That got me so pumped up. George Mato, take a lot of weed for me to sit through the Rings movies. You should do it, dude, because it's fantastic. Kyle Gurgie, Aaron, and TBob, are you guys team green or team black?
That's
I'm
what
pretty
the
sure
teams
I'm on
are gonna be.
Rhaenyra. Oh, wait, no, yeah. Rhaenyra is team black. I believe
don't
Alicent is team green.
Team black.
Yeah, I think so. All right.
Do it.
What is that? Echo?
Thursday.
Do you hear that?
No.
Where'd that come from? By the way, have you noticed how, look at our tech, dude. Do we just stream trailers while watching it?
God,
We're
it's
slowly,
wait till we're streaming the game.
slowly but surely figuring it out. Absolutely. I'll do that sometime. TGD podcast when shit slows down a little bit. All right, y'all. We love you. Thank you so much. We're back. We'll be back Thursday with a brand new episode of Snaps Live. Please hit the like button, share with your friends, and we'll see you next time for some more Snaps.